Okay. Yenko na yemfa ensema ya boaboa no so emra. And match back so now man for be brainy it was Brazil and then the United States. Brazil ne can share an assist from Rafinha Ama Rodrigo share opening goal. Pulisic eteka with an amazing free kick or both are from na afi Liverpool goalkeeper your friend saying. Oshabon sa na bono eda pool ma a very na aye 1-1 between the United States and then Brazil. Chile associate Paraguay by a 3-0. We in friendly matches. Makumi Nubia and also so etimi ebaso. Let's move on to our stories. You see, Abrante bi ewo Bournemouth or your left back. If on a Kerkes. Arsenal vozo munya Abrante na omba kufana but sunset. You see, one person ton Kieran Tierney after so kobo loan also Sociedad buy into one permanent replacement. Edi ama Tierney and ababe told you I say Abrante bakubia your friend a Kerzek or no and our own person kofano. Yes, bakubi so a unity your friend is Gerald Hatu or Ajax on bit me about as a left back and as a left centre back on also Arsenal. Any dinechi say 1% one kofano edeneba. Liverpool person kofa Abrantia a friend Luis Alberto. You say Luis Alberto Cosima Alduhale El Kata. Na ofri Lazio hono koy or spending 8 years for Lazio. Abrantia Alberto just say Wunya Wababi si akan asama Bobo Kuni bium unim se wako Rome in 2016 from Liverpool na okoko G skapa enedia yesi Liverpool enya on samba kofa Abrantia no edeno aba. All right, said the medical can you befia Dreams and RTU big GFA discipline committee are charging RTU for misconduct, alleged impersonation after so many unregistered players. Ekobo womu matcha, womuni Dreams FC. Boy, and what are the larger implications for Ghana football? Yabeshe same way, sanse Ghana born and Chebia and ye free number 12 mwanka dodo na feel say enyoma edane kakra e wana Ashanti Golden Tala so twi womuti na afi enenso de abeto dwane na ehubenya se yebedomo suko esoso summer text there omaji omu league nyame adoma weekend way omu boaboa omu for the coronation at the Century Sports Arena omboaboa ben na etimi akomu ehon susun sem kakra ewo ho nyame adoma area the Greater Accra Regional Football Association womu launch womu Division 2 playoffs na and also area ye call ba chinanopa de be PMBA ye de ba beso. Former Italy international Alessandro Nesta has stepped up big time in his coaching career. Monza assigned Nesta. Someone the Monza and former Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. Na penso and na Nesta, Maldini, Baresi, Ruud Gullit mo omo tama no mbo Milan omo ji omo dino kaka mo time no eho sabre no na Silvio Berlusconi wono na Milan ye ne dian o jama Adriano Gallieni owie na ono a woni Gallieni crew ya omo san ekoti Monza ene omo akofa Manchester near brantie Omari Force nenra omo sign former Italy and Milan player Alessandro Nesta as a new coach for Monza. Aston Villa ene Filippo Coutinho atun kwanta pai coacher your friend Unai Emery or their two say abrante no wenya dia obehia no going into the next season into Filippo Coutinho he's not going to stay in the Premier League and sema abeto dwane say Vasco da Gama the Chrome team bi atwe wonti se omu peno enti abrante your friend Filippo Coutinho on his way back to his homeland like Thiago Silva did recently. Okay, enche na yesi form na Josiah ne na nedu so etimi abam na adwenche nimdia omode ba no ye nyina yetimi etie wa bontin na fie office utikam you are enjoying the show you want to join us you are welcome 050 63 67 196 050 63 67 196 we joining in na yetimi Edward Drenche no so aba you know say yes Manchester United na ene obi show mukutupa obi wo mo tiko seja amunko ebeye omunko ya yeso omunkofa Matthews delete emfanemra sanse boy nankasa he's not enjoying his time at Bayern Munich into open escape route bi na escape route no just say the phone escape off and so aba na Manchester off from the because and so Bayern might just not release him somebody say Nancy company called Bayern are looking for central defensive reinforcement. So that could be the reason almost she says almost say boy nunya obeko. But Manchester, the big question is are they willing to pay the big fee Bayern ebebo for a brand nana? On 89.7 Max FM. Obetima joining in live on Facebook. Send us your thoughts. What do you think about the 8-1 scoreline in the say ye kobo ball na players are omunye team ni players na obitimi afa kweti kwanso na ode frakadam ways wetimi adada obi biara na wahye mrantie agesi akobo na won so ya show mu 8-1 obi kura bi say was it preventable anya bia anopa a reports by say RTU players in now tamalino in company for betme investigations amiyehu sebeya ayi entimi sia na and I say obi na tini team and also we the players aba obetme ayu bibi. These are issues that are begging for answers, sir. Ye rema minimsa bedwa phone him therefore do omo de beba. We'll get to the phone lines and speak to people who are well vexed in the laws of the game. Say we cry no say ne father by cry and saying good morning Nanedu.
Morning Darkwa.
Boko
Nyame adom.
Ye de radiasi.
Yes. And I who you. Yeah, you feel we national.
So I'm happy. Yeah, they ba.
It was a nice experience.
Yeah.
Going to Circle, Match by Shop, the program na Pabonte. My inchi out of 4 more honina and a worker some more the new officer or Circle no opposite Vodafone. Telecel. And my incho munya out of we between more. Those I nipa na me hwehwe ne nim but me hu ne bio.
Papa na.
Yeah, or start man you asem no man one no. Or so kwa but ye hu ne bio nti e bia be fine. Na Brazil team ne gusu hye kakra ba.
Bacho asemi amadwen kakra na mpese oboa me. Ese Brazil for uko Brazil sisia. Country no achemienu. The footballing public, right?
Yeah.
And the media no sumo achemienu. Ade ba kupo odisheba. Wo me say Vinicius Sebi wo mun sheda huni so mfa so bia. About 30 matches ama Brazil. Wa she 3 goals. Say akoda we say by na nsia Endrick. Wa ba be she 3-3. Intino ebeyanka sa Rafinha, Rodrigo, Vini no. Nke wo munyi Vini ni mfrim. No mo fa akra ne mehye. Ena nura after wo ni USA game no Brazil coach nsi derby. Vini ball no obono. Open sa. Said the Oyama Real Madrid otimi nyama Brazil ofu se Copa America ne opportunity a omunya butre enfema Brazil na mibisa say how come a player flourishes that much for a club side or Brazil so emfa.
I don't know Vinicius Junior major problem. And I need problem I all face. But my realizes are there.
I also want
me hope in fact, and no friendly game against USA no. Who say players are improve in the Brazilian team. Rafinha. Anyway, go guys.
That's it. So after Neymar, right?
Yes.
There's no
almost to the all in Brazilian football. And they are talking about how this team has started to improve under the new coach. But their major headache, they say, team need reliable number 9. Team need a leader or the central defense. And number 3, Vinicius is not flourishing in the national team. That is your major talk on Waka Hasem. Initially, it was about their lateral defenders. But it looks like FC Porto for left back, Wandel. any Girona for right back Kuto no. It looks like they are taking over. That is why Danilo what are the current ones here? Players were him fan. Na Brazil from because for all things being equal, ABR coach no and now the style of play now or call for the 4-3-3. Imagine him saying, "Yeah, you man from Brazil for no." Brazil naturally flourish in the 4-2-3-1 and now 4-2-2-2. Who's the one of the formation in the oh, my use in their games 4-2-2-2 and now for 4-2-3-1. Into what how we get no more now, it looks like maybe I know some of these players struggle because per the system no Rafinha cutting in from the right with the left no answer sign. Also what do go guys no Otumbo as a winger as a false nine behind the main striker. Into no struggle with such system. Uruguay, Argentina. At the right time, me going to this Copa America. Tima be Roma Brazil. Back with Uruguay. Back with Argentina. Now Colombia for sure finding a way air blended. Some experienced players, young players, be a work at the bomb. Into Colombia team is one of the teams to beat. Into Emma Brazil for one said and can be favorite for this Copa America. Who say Heroes never take center stage, but on the top of any game. And Nana almost your bomb one a papa. South American for some bomb one is very difficult. Especially say yeah, some of these countries are players in the end time making move from South America. Bolivia, Chile. By this time, you go US though. But my phone said, and second half performance in the Brazil, they put it up there. Maybe things may work for them. Right. Maybe things may work for them. So, may one person, my Brazil team, no, going to the next Copa America. Argentina team, the ancient dance sign. So, who has the team to the Copa America now? Argentina team, no ancient dance sign. Baby, a changes between Yaba, between Otamendi and Lisandro Martinez. Why the pair Cristiano Romero? It looks like their best central defender now in Argentina is Cristiano Romero of Tottenham. But between Lisandro Martinez and Nicolas Otamendi, back pair. In the World Cup, it was Otamendi and Cristiano Romero. In the qualifiers, it was Otamendi and Cristiano Romero. But their last friendly games, Lisandro Martinez is walking in. Molina, Tagliafico, Enzo and Acuna, Enzo Enzo, McAllister, Enzo Wadigo Kipo, Di Maria, Messi playing behind Julian Alvarez instead of inform Lautaro Martinez, Enzo So it looks like our team are more mature, much more than the Brazilian team. The same as Uruguay. And Nana Debia make us say, yeah, tournament. I never acquire me to be new film before say a major key role. I'm for a key. A quarter to bench. So the national team way in the why the team bench and my certain national team. And not I work them way. You guy for no. Marcelo Bielsa as a person. Nipa Bain on the bench for Uruguay. A mess Uruguay for team no. I am more matured. So Brazil for them with my in fact, US team na also your team here and your bad is out na. Was some fine players here. They are doing well. Oh, Europe. Some fine players but they are doing well. And player back and on the better kind of money 1-1. Minim at the Kuntia England and but in the last 1 year or form, in fact, AC Milan may top performance in the Ensan, but the Christian Pulisic. Yen na who Christian Pulisic from Borussia Dortmund. Time and now about Chelsea. Hype and I want home. And they had a few 110 years in the man. So more high hopes. Chelsea owner for US. Almost support base Keseba who US. So the fourth line, captain of the US national team, Elbot Chelsea the year. I say what did more. Now about injuries, na affect you. But on your good season at my AC Milan. No, this had the run to the national team. So Pulisic in the team, very good player. Timothy Weah in the US national team, very good player. Weston McKennie, very good player. Player here of Arsenal, Echo France, black guy here in Chief Nigeria. Balogan. He said, on the looks like, oh yeah, I'm a reliable center forward. No more usual game too. So what do I show you US team now on paper? Now they are not a bad side. They are very stubborn. Or they are strong. What I say, US team no for Brazil to come in the second half and win that particular game. No, a big statement going to the Copa America. And before say Brazil team no, more by semi-final be. And don't forget say a new tournament like this is the year. Yen na ko share win on knockout stage. Yen man kitin dem mo be qualified obi. What situation no? Me no can say ya share Belgium ni Italy the last Euros. Yen man kitin me. Emma team be advantage. And I thought say Brazil for embo the players the confidence. Omo for be show mu. Me the obu team no to ha players are Copa America yi. Majority of them any tournament experience. Majority of them so could be there. Almost said key players when they went to their last major tournaments. So any a major problem for Brazil. And right here, look at their lineup I'm going to start the US national team no. Alisson Becker, Danilo, Randall, Lucas Berardo, Marquinhos, Bruno Guimaraes, Joao Gomez, Lucas Paqueta, Rafinha Rodrigo Goes, Vinicius Jr. So it means the typical 4-3-3. In which before say going to the tournament, likely Douglas Luiz Babe Joao Gomez be free move. Nebia Hendricks, but maybe Vinicius Jr. bench.
Coach say also on your side yesterday after the US game.
Okay.
No, yeah. It's not Mr. That they buy answer, Mr. Coach say anya DBC.
Media made the fun to the way.
If you have a player who is a Ballon d'Or contender and has won the Champions League,
you know the Brazilian national team says I don't friend Diago.
The
last Brazilian player GB, Kaka. If you want to be in Kohobio,
Kaka.
And I said, that is 2007-2008. When the AC Milan won the Champions League. In fact, everyone Ballon d'Or Quanco Italy. Then the football necessary. What was the first? Italy, Spain. But for almost 15 years, and more than 15 years, Ballon d'Or in Italy. Brazilian player too many.
How the Italian teams fared in Europe in the last years are okay. Especially the elite competition Champions League. Last time Italian clubs here that way.
2010.
So you have to understand.
Inter team no. And I'm for say the Fauja for
Schneider.
Wesley Schneider.
So you have to understand.
So and no my factor.
A big factor.
Brazilian player Bena. Why you consistent the way you Brazil team this now? Not your name but and to why you consistent enough.
But he was living in the shadows of Messi and Ronaldo.
That is the major problem. So every other Brazil mining a football number from in the last 15 years, but players nature with free one ever told players be and more would see anything.
That's it.
Maybe and yes, I think your name will be considered. Yeah, now Barcelona the Champions League. That was 2014-2015. That was the last year. Neymar enjoyed a very good season. But once I Messi, you were 100 years. And some can.
Yeah.
I was just going through and I say per bona Wadigo Guys boy, Andres boy, and Rafinha boy, dear. Who be some men and they do say, which favorite front red and I prefer? Can I prefer Rafinha, Rodrigo Guez, and Andres? But I said they are okay. So coach now confirm myself. Oh, a player or a contender.
I am Namikon. I said, Opa, Sikrum, Carbon, maybe any part 10. 9 of them will tell you, say, it will be like
unwise.
Insane. Unwise is another statement. Insane to bench Vinicius in any national team in the world.
Maybe I didn't so quiet. Rodrigo Guez.
There is a crowd of veterans.
The Andres right now.
There be a crowd of veterans.
The Andres of Masaka.
A crowd of veterans.
I should obey my as saying.
I said, no, obey mo intimanche. Never be an obey mo beshe. A crowd of veterans. Well,
another consider Rafinha on the bench. Rafinha doesn't have way. But we'll start here after name, man.
Assist master.
So, come to see the in fact, me and Hamid benefit to the one. I am again choosing one to the bench and bringing a kind of say, Andrew. So, many way I gonna say it's likely to be the main thing that might happen in that game. So, yeah, we are Brazil team the best fair in this particular competition now. Yeah, because you Copa America. Now, we transfer like a crave na.
Okay, bro.
Adia. We will be a auto boom monitor Arsenal team in the last season. One year surprise. So, what is Arsenal are in the market looking for a left backer?
Okay, Tomiyasu knowing.
Tomiyasu need a right backer to be central defense. But also next time the coach is asked used to a right-footed player for the left back.
Tomiyasu no left-footed.
No, Tomiyasu is right-footed. From Bologna to Arsenal, not a right back, but a two-people central defense. But getting to the end of the season, our left back ni boni. I say the team baba no. Timber so you're one of the players to be all the positions out the back four. It's also to be back at DM. So some of these players who hear in your squad. But to be a typical starter, the coaches prefer one left-footed player as a left back. And in the Janchenko, you're using as an inverted left back. The Makukwala Ayer or Chelsea Nibi. They are not Fabian Delph Ayer or Man City Nibi. So it looks like you're using those players for specific roles. And today, Arsenal look like, see a difference and you're stronger. We would need a typical left back in our team. So much say Omubo boss adding, and there is this report said, Ekobase Alfonso Davis adding the Nichel Real Madrid. Left back at present company attack to Kwakofa, Janchenko. Okay. Well, if Timber and Tomiyasu were na Janchenko wouldn't get enough playing time. See, some of these stories here, but Arsenal, BBX said they will need a left back. They will need a center forward that will guarantee of goals. And they will need additional midfielder because already no Janapine. Reports here say Rafael Fabio Vieira and Emil Smith, they are likely to go on loan. The same as Edin Ketia. Yeah. Edin Ketia, they say, we are the next one, they are the one, and Sabeka. Those areas, Arsenal, like, even reports here said, Italian club be airport, the Cop Kirio. Right. So it means like a position is via Arsenal, I'm not reinforcing in their team. Inti, make a left back or back. May they not my favorite air Grimado of Leverkusen. Okay. By Grimado, lose and the niche Spain. On your Barcelona back or back or Barcelona Fusca 7 off them. So, Banya Grimado, so a bad said, let me stay for another season. Maybe, and they are there back to my farm. Maybe Arsenal can be the cover to Castle. I could estimate Milan, I could fight you Hernandez. Martin said, oh, you left back me and sound with drum and Nashua. He's one of them. Right. Matisse Real Madrid for ya, or more of Rodi Ferland Mendy, nobody a new left back about. May I ask my Massa Rim? Because of the relationship of Arsenal and Real Madrid won in recent times in getting players. Danny Ceballos, Martin Odegaard. They find a way to get those players into their team. Into every sure every Ferland Mendy you can get him. So it looks like Arsenal maybe at the end of the transfer window, no, they can get a left back be a bit more argument to our squad. No, now call to you, dear mom. Report everybody say Arsenal City, but I will try to activate the clause for Bruno Guimaraes. On a one fine number 8, Sim ya benya Bruno Guimaraes no. When you more than day number 8, I told you the bet must number 6. I told you the bet must number 10. In fact, I a typical starter in the Brazilian team. Who you for that now? Na dia young to me konja ne ho. Ayo no, ene paketa. So before say, omu to me nya sa player no so, bet ma bo omu team na makoye. Oh yeah, story about Messi Greenwood.
Yeah.
Na ni ba ko no madi kwa na ya prepare be baba.
Yeah.
I think Man U should do everything possible for that boy to come and play the team again.
They've declared their stance. You know what? They're in common now. Bono. That now they are looking for potential buyers.
But this is a Premier League side be adjoining race, no? And of course Juventus. Any two teams from the La Liga, Atletico Madrid, any team or call loan. Imagine the send the ball, no, and Italy. And England, and Spain.
Right.
And I doubt Man U the English side. And the men said I am fan of Juventus move, no. Menya, nke dia on the nsem was Spain. And now say Man U for be get to somebody an English side there, fine. Man the ball no ball no minyaya. Ko na ni se be from na ka hwe we abesi akọ. I'm Anthony.
Yeah.
Also bako.
Yeah, finally. But O'Shane himself, when you good Euros, he's looking for a team that will play in the Champions League or the Europa League.
Na the team Tottenham.
Oh, okay. What pet team am I now?
That is the best option for him. But the many ashim, baby, or qua, metuma guarantee the play.
Who bet my guarantee the play?
Arsenal, he will compete.
I say in England in corner team what?
This English players need the na omani hwe England ho first so.
Hurricane Krakow Bayern.
How we dey na papa na we decided to offer my English side bia. Yes I no e ko no ni tiri mu di ankonya England ho pe. Na me hwe Ivan Toney situation no. Tottenham was as a club. A typical centre forward. With Charleston, none of those guys need no answer them the boy. So they would need a typical number 9. Now about boy song who men more and Kulusevski more. So Tottenham was a football club to do everything possible to get Ivan Toney. About to make guarantee between 15 to 25 goals in a season. And would not those kind of centre forward be in your team? And boy, man, say Arsenal will not need him. Because maybe I'm team Ivan Toney, Edin Ketia, Gabriel Jesus, Gab ne Sadan wasa.
I want him for Nketia to Ivan Toney.
Na me say Gab ne Sadan wa.
Ewa.
Oh yes sir.
Nketia, any Ivan Toney.
And Nketia Ivan ma.
Nketia average striker. Ivan Toney on your world class but or a top striker.
Or no see a little bit above average.
Ivan Toney.
Say Gab ne wa.
Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
On your above average or a top striker.
Ivan Toney. And what never to Hurricane level no.
Yeah, I came with so many world class.
And don't much in Ivan Toney ba.
Aye. Nketia no. Nketia form.
And to say Ivan Toney to more 20 goals and Nketia to more 15.
Nketia make my 12.
Na that.
Oh, Miss Odemi can't. Ivan Toney.
And if I say Ivan Toney a free Brentford, you think that Nketia to me replacing or Brentford?
Replacing, but on to me. Oh, Debbie, na see us you a shame boy, you ball. Even his presence alone. Ivan Toney or presence or be a forward, center forward, be a woo. Niti ejuma, na ejuma, left and right, or movement, or skill, or be a or hold up.
Arsenal standard no. No man fall short.
But
he's a typical goal poacher.
But he's not as clinical as Ivan Toney. Debbie.
Wow. Also the
Ivan Toney on him.
Me for say crave not. Ebi a we ma 15 na.
Nketia doesn't come into the conversations every.
Really?
No. Who rated top 10 strikers for England? Will you put Nketia in ahead of Ivan Toney?
No. Any men can say.
So let's.
But you say Ivan Toney when him say no. But enwa.
Ewa.
And the before the talk to him, Arsenal can have it. And the strikers not open or how the best for him. And maybe Chelsea too. A little bit above Jackson. And I also
say Ivan Toney when him say I Kai Havertz. I know him. As a centre forward.
Oh, centre forward when him.
That's what
but we are in a system now.
We are talking about centre forward. Let's forget about the system and talk about the position centre forward.
Oh, I know when him say. Now say they didn't catch when him say I have it.
Maybe I know how me compare Ivan.
I didn't catch I have it. One of centre forward.
You're interested. Ivan Toney.
What about Chelsea? Chelsea.
Oh,
the name Jackson.
A question to my
Who shall?
To my your tune channel. I'm always on
Hey, now because me go Jackson with the name say na I tell you about Jackson.
That's all right.
And the before say ka Chelsea Tottenham bi. Now we stay with England ho.
Okay, to get more games.
To get more games. And it looks like as it stands now, or you're behind Harry Kane in the English national team.
Of course.
Even though Oli Watkins and a very good season at the Assembly, but me Harry Kane a free man. I would prefer Ivan Toney coming in than bringing in Oli Watkins.
Right.
Down next. Imagine him say season here coming, I make or break for him. Once you will do how to find the back after 2 years. Now they are expecting no. When to me who so ah. Oh man, another CV not make say where you make or break for this player. Season here be coming, I make or break for that next. Now what when you go national team no more. The last friendly games that you go have won no about hat-trick.
Yeah.
Inti he's a different player. What you kind of saying Marcelo Bielsa team no more.
Right.
But in the Liverpool team, that is where I struggle. Maybe the new coach may change. But that would not is not a bad player. They who will Benfica. The bad Liverpool no. On say that man Messiah no. Okay. Liverpool team. So yeah, how also the development be see into the next season na Liverpool.
9:56 is the time. I am Max FM 89.7. The Sports Park is airborne. Messages for 0506367196. Good morning, Joe.
No, good morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm home to say.
Adumu.
Yeah. And I think yesterday the reviews I got after your show, very, very positive. A+. And I think the team did a very, very good job. And Yabeda will be as near and share circle for so
1-0.
I just a second there, I don't remember memories of on yet, but yesterday I really enjoyed it.
1-0. Who does do Mike now?
Yesterday I think they welcomed us very, very well.
It was
and
nice.
The way they also got involved. I think the latter part of the show when they came in, yeah, to share their thoughts, about the trending issues. Not the idea, no. Oh yeah, the team, the whole team did a good job. And Osha. That's why I said the team. That's what I saying. The team I call no. Yeah, Ubia so born home yeah. Nana just said Nana Bolina. That's Bolina. Yeah, I think yesterday Nana.
Not junior.
The 90 young bomb I think yesterday we enjoyed the show and also yeah better so. Nana, the story about Vinny Jr. When you say Andre Yana a player in the Black Stars, I can say it will be very difficult for any go to drop that player.
Yeah.
We're talking about Salisu.
I had a crow.
It's the same thing, Nana. These are players Odiomo national sites now. They look average. Yeah. But when they represent their club sites,
the main guys there.
Nana, Charlie, Bono. That's why there are players who are good with their national teams. When they come to the club sites, they are average. One typical player is Xhaka. Before Xhaka became the Xhaka we know, Xhaka was, anytime he plays for Switzerland, he's an extraordinary player. But Osha, the club team, Jesse, he looks average. Yesterday, we were talking about Mohamed Salisu and how he needs to improve in the Black Star setup. And Rana Yekase, he plays well for Monaco. There's a player who has had stints with Southampton in the Premier League. He's moved to the French side, and he's playing very, very well over there. But anytime Obesha Black Stars just Obebo Ama Ghana no. Nana, he's not able, we don't see that level he plays at Monaco. And that is the Vinny Jr. situation we have over here. That is exactly the Vinny Jr. situation that Yawa has here. Because Nana Vinny Jr. is a very, very good player. A very, very talented player. One of the best players we've seen last season. One of the best players we've seen last season in Europe. Vinny Jr. But now this is a player who didn't call Brazil. Born boy Diamano. Because me share the records. How can you play 30 and score 3. Or play more than 30 games and end up with just 3 goals. Now, the numbers are not good enough for a player like Vini Jr. And in recent times, as you say, if you want to win the Ballon d'Or, usually you club football. You need to do something with the national team as well. And Nana said, I didn't wait because I said, Vini Jr. now 80 way. Said the numbers for Brazil and Shedan Kong Kainsa. Nana, of course, I doubt the guy can win the Ballon d'Or. Because sometimes, no, even when you're a front runner for a particular prize, Nana Nyama Bakum Yenubi, etimi Masadiano, a show. How can you tell me that Vinicius Jr. has got only 3 goals for the Brazilian national team? A player who has scored in 2 finals for Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League. Now, so the Brazil see what? Nana, why average? That is where the problem. You see, Nana, sometimes if you want to be a great, and for the South Americans, they don't care about what you do for your club side.
Country now.
They be no. Messi. Yeah. Until Messi won the Copa.
Messi, as a matter of fact, it was Argentine fans that pushed him to win the
World Cup. I'm telling you, Nana, because they felt now they're born in our ball, Basa, Obaha, Omemayaji. Nana, until Messi won something with Argentina, he was never ever recognized in Argentina. No Mumbuno. And that is why Neymar wouldn't be mentioned as a Brazil great. That's why the first say he's their all-time top scorer. Because I can't hear my Brazilian national team no. Abroad and Wabomo. Even when they hosted and they felt like they could win it, they didn't end up winning it. That was how bad his legacy is with the yeah. It's America says sometimes the head demand coaches. Nana, the only reason why you can sit Vini Jr. down, Nana, is if you end up winning the Copa, and no one will question you. When we are MS5 Ben and Ziano, yeah, only Cote d'Ivoire, one players on the bench, yeah. Nana, that's a bold decision. That's one of the toughest decisions that a coach can ever make.
And the coach never been into bench.
Minkasa, if only he knows that he can win it.
Nana,
no, you know. Nana, the numbers, Nana, I don't know the word to use.
If you're a coach, you find yourself in a very dicey situation.
Nana, any coach. See, the greatest coaches will find themselves, Nana, in a dilemma with regards to these numbers.
I agree.
Adding, because sometimes, yes, we understand say adding to some extent ebobo. Because Odi Vini Junior shame says yeah. Defender we will know who Vini Junior Nana. Adding the man wapopo obepo. But no, I know Obama Brazil. That's the question we need to ask. And that's one of the reasons why you wouldn't say confidently. Not even one Brazilian can say confidently say they are going to win the Copa in the US. Not even one can say that. Why? Because player now here expecting to be leading team no has got only 3 goals for the Brazilian national team. The player who is one of the best in Europe, when he goes to the Brazilian national team, he's an average player. Yesterday was Rodrigo who scored for them, assisted by Rafinha. These are players Nana Eba Europa, Vini Ewodinsium, Vini Ebobosium. So you see how dicey being a national team coach is. We are national team coaches. Sometimes they're heading papa. You think Scaloni didn't make a bold decision with the strikers he had at that time? Lautaro Martinez was by far a better player than Julian Alvarez. But at some point, who said they be Lionel Messi ne Lautaro Martinez combination nana enfa. So he had to sacrifice one. But you see, players now they are second options. But Vini Jr. is not a second option. Vini Jr. is the main man for Brazil. So imagine Vini Jr. has 3 goals for the Brazilian national team. And then see, it's sad to say this, but you can't go per game. It looks like Jordan Ayew's goal per game carries in Vini Jr. for Brazil. That's the point. Vini Jr. numbers, that's like 0.1. 10 games, you share 1 goal. Every 10 games for Brazil, you end up scoring 1. And Uye Nusi Nchempwa, Nana, how effective has he been? How impactful has he been for the Brazilian national team? It's a coach in your brepa. Because I'm looking at the Brazil team. Unim say, Nana, so far, squad of Mudiko Copano. Omo top scorer, Lucas Paqueta. 10 goals.
Wow.
In 45 games. Omo top scorer, actively. Oka team no one Copano is Lucas Paqueta, who is on 10 goals. Player ni bi anyone watch more than 10. Player we see a can do amomo Marquinhos 84 times. But when you go to the Argentine national team, you have 3 players who have played over 100 times for them. Otamendi, Angel Di Maria, Lionel Messi. Nana wemo okamboma on my appearance said those see Brazilians ni na wakabo. Just 3 players for Argentina. Omo caps someone any ama Argentina. It's more than the Brazilian team put together. Because Di Maria alone has about 131 caps for the Argentine national team. Marquinhos is the most experienced player for Brazil going to the Copa. And this is a team that will be led by a player who has only scored 3 times. Now say Partey goes to for Ghana does. Partey goes to Ghana does from midfield. Isaac Munyaka more than 3 for the Blasters. No, that's Isaac that wasn't his debut goal. So what should that?
Who educating Crawford was more than 3.
And I make a
young numbers games goes to do so.
And I make a
yes. Obuo Utia, Obako Tsabisa, Chile, and Vinicius, Jose, Isaac Washe goes to
confirm. Confirm, mommy.
I am Pacho.
Confirm, mommy. Because I'm quite confident about the party numbers.
But
I'm very confident about.
So don't speculate the Isaac.
Yes, I'm very confident. Jordan, you the endorse me. So
yes. In as much as you are specific about Jordan and Party, be also specific about Isaac.
That's what I may say. I'll confirm for you.
And yes, sir, you've been a disservice to the listeners.
It's true. It's true. Thanks.
Sir Josiah. See Isaac Washe goes in Vini. National team. Blaster.
Exaggeration. But you make can say, Nana, the Vini situation is bad for Brazil. And one of the things that Mabe say, it looks like they are struggling to find the right system to play. Brazil are really struggling to find the right system to play. A system that can accommodate Vini Jr., Rodrigo, and then you can say Rafinha. They are really struggling. That's why maybe I'll be forced to say Uruguay even stands a better chance of winning the Copa than this Brazilian side. Because team they are going into the tournament with players who are yet to make their debut. Nana. Yeah. That should tell you how raw and inexperienced this Brazilian team is. Because for Brazil to go into a tournament without a single player making even 100 caps, should tell you that Nana, or transition we are check. But and I've said this so many times. The Western culture, no, say football na cost war. Nana, some Brazil for the ball. Almost all. How many of their players play in the Brazilian league? Just a handful, about 2 or 3. And the ball Brazilian league, no. The rest of the players are playing Europe. Nana say European football. 40 to 20 years back, and tell me say European football code in him. How many times do they boast of the samba ball? They are not playing the samba ball anymore. European ball not as Brazil no for the ball. So they are struggling. How can Brazil go for more than 2 decades without winning the World Cup? That should tell you some ball. And just like yesterday, we were talking about the Mohamed Kudus issue about boy Europe, the boy Africa. Now, South America for boy more deal. Copa Ninja channel. If you watch the Copa, now you understand that the Copa sometimes is even more physical than the AFCON. The Copa is very physical and intense, and more thing. How many times that Chile, Argentina, a channel final? That was an average Chile side. The best players they had was Guy Medel, Arturo Vidal, and Alexis Sanchez. But anytime Argentina they were able to get the better of them. Because in the was South American born. So for you to thrive, Nana, in that tournament, Nana, you need to add something to your game. And we say we need anything. But who say about the Copa now? Brazil are not that successful. The most successful teams in the Copa America, Uruguay, Argentina. Brazil are not that successful when it comes to the Copa America. But they say because the World Cup has eluded them for a long time, Nana, they need an international trophy. In say also when you World Cup, how can you sit at home and lose to Argentina? Then so for the Vini Junior situation, yeah, Emeya Vini Junior. Because the team on Monday Kono, Nana, I doubt they have what it takes to beat Argentina on any day. My coach in the Mimani, because imagine say about 3 group stage games, not Vini Junior on share. Nana, what do you do? 3 group stage games now on share. Now sometimes as a coach you need to take risk. As a coach, Nana, there are bold decisions you need to make. We've seen a couple of coaches do it before, and are far. So it all depends on the coach's boldness. So Nancy Otuado Yebi, you born abaso. I'm far na uti. I'm far dia. But Nana far. Obia, no one questions you when you are winning.
That's true.
No one questions you when you are winning. I like Vini Jr. a lot. But now Brazil team with dear. In terms of quality, experience, Nana, they are playing catch up to Argentina.
Right.
They are really playing catch up. Nana, you did a story on Matthias de Ligt.
Yes, I did.
Nana, I can't ball born as a yes in chas you.
Only the Niprana.
A praka cracker. But Nana as a order than for Kaka.
Juve, Bayern.
Nana, she teams are boo. When they went to that semi-final with Ajax, over Kaiser season,
Okay.
it was after that season that Juventus a Cotonou. Nana Juventus paid 85.5 million euros plus add-ons for that boy. Benu Kasen, you know his age?
24.
He's 24.
Yeah.
So imagine 5 years ago.
No,
Juventus,
no, 19.
Nana, Juventus paying that amount of money for a young guy like that should tell you that he's a prospect. Oba Juventus, I think 2 seasons later, and Bayern Munich paid 77 million for him. Nana, that's a combined 162 million euros for a guy who is only 24. Nana, it looks like the potential is there for Matthias de Ligt.
Why does it seem to be struggling?
A Praga cracker. Because what said this season, Nana, he only started 16 games in the Bundesliga. Because they needed backup. Upamecano couldn't do it. But Nana, as at 24 years, he had to win a combined 162 million. Nana, attack is important.
I feel for the boy, eh?
I don't know if he would want to move back to Ajax. Going to Manchester United would be a risk. Because Okona and Fabioma, Nana, one share na niebesi de minim. Sometimes you need to reset. What him said that one was a yana omuye. Sometimes they feel homesick kakra. Maybe that's the time for him to go back. Because in recent times we've seen players move from either Ajax or PSV and Nana omukwa infa. Obesha bomu meni ayeden as na trefie biem. You remember David Klassen?
Yeah.
David Klassen betichi yes David Klassen here. Onu po dey fortunately o timi ko chinchi ko bu obi wo Barcelona na ade ade.
So they're free agents, Atletico for anymore.
Can you just imagine? So with them delayed there, Nana Akanu potential. Because you can't make this big move, Nana big money move from these two European giants.
And in 5 years you are just gone.
In 5 years, something wrong. There's something wrong. I'm not saying at the level no Bono. The reason why I wouldn't want him to join Manchester United, Nana, is because of the intensity of the league. A prano, the league might expose you if you don't take it.
Right.
Germany employed himself. Yes, I'm born here mechanical katra. But England, where they no, that's why most players don't even want to play in England. So what you say? Nana, ask yourself to say, is the team stable?
That's it.
A player who wants a stable team to revive his career.
Yeah, that's it.
So if you go and put him in this Manchester United team, what are you doing to him? And you put Onana behind him. Nana, at 24 years. So for me, it's either say maybe he can have an agreement with the head coach. So yeah, I'll try and stay fit. I'll try and stay fit and see what I can do. Because Nana Bayern Munich won't loan him out.
Right.
Bayern Munich are not used to that. Bayern Munich are not used to that. They might not loan him out. And almost turned later after buying him for 77 million. Nana, they could ship him out for close to 60 or more. Business and worker.
Right.
Business and worker. So I'm looking at the player. I want to see how good he will fare, how well he will fare at the Euros. He is one of the best ball playing centre backs we have. You all remember his time with Ajax. About to say, yeah, ball in the future. Nana, Delete is one of the best. Because Ajax, then you did Chiomo, and you did Tiomo. Ball now, yeah, Bono. This is a player who goes when the entire season past 94%. Nana, pass completion 94%.
Yeah, for a centre back.
For a centre back. That shows you how great he is with the ball on his feet. But to stay fit, Nana is different. I would love to see him in the Premier League. But Nana, yes, he say. With knee injury. Last season, Nana, he got injured 4 times. Within 9 months, though, Oprah 4 times.
Why is it pay?
Wow.
Rhys James.
Oh! You see, some of talents, Nana injuries, never players, no. Injury, because I was looking at the age, this guy, they are torn. And look at the teams he's played. Yeah. The best teams in their respective countries. Yeah. From Ajax to Juventus to Bayern Munich. Nana, he's a talent. There, yeah. Say injuries, no. And a hamper the way.
Right.
Nana, Darwin. Nana, the guy has disappointed a lot of people. What's this? Yeah, you can play, sir. And you new. Yeah. Who said you by just now? Nana, who know Prime Maradona? What does it? But they said Liverpool, no, to Papa. So
as a boy, yeah, boss Scotland.
Mark
Tomlin. As a boss Scotland, that's a Prime Zidane.
They died. No, to reach the whole park, Nana. Nana, Darwin's issue, I believe, say, and slot and Obehu's no better.
Okay.
And slot would. Now, some players, sometimes, the dynamics in football, sometimes, players do almost flourish under some coaches.
Okay.
Coach, no call, who was a coach of Bebana as a player on more border. Players do also a coach, Bebba, and who say, ball, the same in ball. So it depends on what Anslot has for him.
Like Jordan always flourishes under Roy Hodgson.
Eh? Oh, the Mombo small post 5 aside, Nana. Now Roy Hodgson change baby original. People pour the pepper. Now man the coach for France is you see sometimes they have this, the connection with these coaches. Yeah. And the kind of things our coaches they catch and call for. That's why some of these players, Nana, they'll go to war for the coaches.
That's true.
Because of the things our coaches they catch on. Because when the world doesn't even believe in them, the coaches believe in them, and the coaches need more opportunity. And to be beer, they want to play for the coach. And they even not even for them, they even want to impress the coach. Now I think Liverpool want to move away from the Mo Salah thing. Say the team runs through Mohamed Salah. Maybe under Anslot, because Salah's future is not even determined. Obi. What if Darwin Núñez will be his main man? My problem with Darwin Núñez, it's not about positioning.
What is it about?
Now the kind of chances I can say no. Hey, who you hoping for? Hey. When you say last season, I say Nicholas Jackson has been wasteful. But Darwin Núñez was more wasteful than Nicholas Jackson. He was one of the reasons why Liverpool couldn't challenge for the title to the end.
So.
Glaring chances. That's his problem. And it has to do with confidence. Strike or sell balls here, now they're confident. Sometimes they have little confidence, very, very little confidence. It's a ball never no dream you know. Now strikers they are dream you know and ball no. That's why the top strikers before ball the ball in your bed. The world class players on himself, I'm finessing, I'm doing this, I'm going long, and I'm able 1-2. And Slot has a lot of work to do. Nana, because to buy a player for 75 million pounds, Nana won't even judge man and Kosa. And in recent times, Liverpool are not known for bad business. Club, not in some okay far teams now. So, okay, can't send me for City home about the FFP, and he said there is a team. I'm to player be 80 million crowd. Omunyan to was a player no. They sent the player out on loan. Those are the things. Those are the remarks he made about these clubs. Yeah. So maybe I believe that club will have to, talk to Anslot about how to handle the Darwin issue. Because for Darwin, a striker like Darwin, who is starting for Uruguay, to be playing as a super sub for Liverpool, and in fact, even look at that scum of the turn. I really feel for the boy.
Right.
At this point, Anslot, United, if he wants to move away from that Salah,
you think he succeeds at Liverpool?
No. The first season never tried. And one say, one of the things I realized, so they say, Klopp had a hand in appointing him as a successor.
Okay.
And Emre now go try them at Klopp no, and Slot
they might get the same patience for him.
Exactly, because they've come to understand that a chair sometimes it pays to wait. So Obama coach na abotre, and Obama you give him that time to what, to build a team, and they've seen his works at Feyenoord. He was superb over there. So with the Darwin Núñez issue, that is a guy who played before he moved. Yes, you say the Portuguese league is relatively weaker than the Premier League. But now there's a guy who scored 26 goals in 24 starts before he moved. So scoring, if you can score media say ball no ball Portuguese league not chance the bar. Obesha Premier League a bar. You equally should score. It's just the technique you apply. It doesn't matter what stage it is. Right. So now ball French league, no, so now ball English league. You don't change it. But I just feel the confidence no, and I shut it. Then finally on Mason Greenwood. Let me
yes, sir.
I'll be glad to see him at Juventus. I think 2 days ago, Juventus announced Thiago Motta as their new coach.
Yeah, Motta.
Yeah, it's a new era over there. Things are changing over there. Nyama S is Juventus. Now, maybe this will be the guy to lead the new Juventus adventure. So they say England, Manchester United former who say Abrante no omun penny bi, but they would rather stick to Anthony. And if you look at the rise of Italian football in recent times, now you can't tell me say Italian football is not on the rise. After what they've done in the last couple of years, no, Inter making it to the Champions League final. At some point, even in the semi-final, they had 4 teams last 2 seasons. Yeah. They had 3 teams over there: AC Milan, Napoli, Inter Milan, all making it there. Fiorentina also making it to you can say back-to-back Conference League finals. Atlanta winning the Europa. Italian football is on a steady rise.
Steady rise.
It's a steady rise in Kakanka. Once the Premier League, the level now withdrew no untimi. That's why the fans almost call Europe go. But the Premier League status is saying a 3 leagues in terms of brand, attracting the best players. The Premier League is on its own. Is on its own. African teams try to play catch up, and it will require a lot. But I'm looking at the kind of football Atlanta knocked out Liverpool. Atlanta knocked out Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So that should tell you, say, board on more bubble. But it's just a matter of time. They need that money to attract the best players and the best coaches. So for Greenwood, going to Italy wouldn't be a bad move at all. A team like Italy. And sure, it will all depend on how much they are willing to pay for his services. But he won Getafe Player of the Season.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Getafe Player of the Season on OJ. And the quality no kitano. Nana said Juventus for a man at the right opportunity with the right players around him. Nana, this guy, we'll start talking about him again. It's unfortunate that maybe Osha United and their brand and what they stand for. There's no room for Mason Greenwood at Manchester United again. There's no space for him anymore. And the guy will want to move on. Juventus qualified for the UEFA Champions League. So if he should sign for them, he's definitely going to play in the UEFA Champions League. And last season, he was arguably one of the best young players in the La Liga. He was one of the best young players in the La Liga. But just say, if you go 2 years without football, but this guy has been able to stand his ground. At least after all the setbacks, no. He's done so well because from a 21 bubble to 22. Psychologically, what that the kind of impact and effect the war are so. But right after coming back, look at what he did in a season with Getafe. Not even a big team, be another third, fourth team view. A mid-table team like Getafe. So I'm just imagining the kind of football about Juventus. I hope say he can make that move to Juventus because he still has what it takes to be a world-class player. He has everything. He knows how to dribble. He knows how to score. He's ambidextrous. And he's matured on the ball. That's a good thing. So I'm just hoping that Juventus will give him. Thiago Motta is also a ball-playing coach. Ball on the ball. The time of Bologna, he allows his team to dominate, to possess the ball. And if Greenwood should find himself in this Thiago Motta system, I'm hoping say United Bema Kranako. Because ball no more ball in Yefe. I think the ball now will Juventus. Nana, it will even help the boy to succeed more. Nana, that's it.
10:26. Thank you very much, Josiah. As I speak to you, we've seen the response from the Ghana Football Association president following Enra Dreams 8 RTU1 Sagana Bano. Into Yako break the bar. We get to read the GFA statement from the disciplinary committee. Then we also try to examine what has really transpired in the last couple of hours. Ghana football. Quick direction. Samurai Boy, regardless, are preparing for a coronation this Sunday at the Century Sports Arena. The battle for survival is on. And I kept asking this question before the start of the show. In that 3 for the Olympics match, Nana. Players been on Omwa. And someone for now.
Nadia, why you out there? Nana.
All right.
So the plan was to come and play the Wednesday game and stay for the Sunday game.
So they will still stay?
So he said, team you have stay and I will fly different people.
Or the GFA will go on to award Olympics 3 points.
3.3 goals. One watermelon, but the one you are saying is likely.
We have a job on our hands, Ghana football. Yabako, yeah, WhatsApp line, na ya kind messages, Marco, Mienu, Biaba. Yeah, we go for a break. When we come back, we talk about the Ghana Premier League. I have max 89.7. All right, messages are by and start here. I'll say, your friend, no. Okay. Good morning, Max Sports team. My first time seeing Josiah's gentle and handsome appearance. And is that Mutala's voice as the host? Wow, love you all. Jordan from Temanu Town. Mutala is somewhere. Another special edition of Sports Park on Max FM. Nana Max by. Please, the Euros is a very important competition where the best are, but it leaves out Argentina, 3 times world champion, Brazil, 5-time world champions, and Uruguay, 2 times world champion. The World Cup indeed is the greatest competition ever. This is Fireman inside Cowbell Industrial Area, Accra. Kofi Ajman Blackman is listening to us in Pig Farm, Accra. This one says, okay. NDG, good morning to you all. Nana 81, this is bad for the GFA. God bless you for the wonderful work. I'm listening and watching you live from New Fadama, Presby Church. This is your boy, Daniel Osewusu. Thank you, Danny. We say good morning, Max. Nana Max Buy. Okay, Nana Max Shop is Max Buy. Brazil are better known for 4-4-2 diamond, which is 4 defenders, 1 defensive midfielder, 2 right and left midfielders, 1 attacking midfielder, 2 up front. This is your man, Mr. Pia from Aguna Suedru. We say good morning, Max Sports. Nanedu, the goat is on point once again. I'm Kweku Eaton from Dowenya. We see, oh, Nanedu, you are saying Ivan Toney will have a competition in Arsenal by whom? Inketia or Kai Havertz? Ba, Nanedu. All right. This one says, good morning, Nana, the Nankese boy. Good morning to you and your crew. Please, you people, forgive us some good odds for the Euros. The system is too hard of late. Papa P, the TV Papa P or TV shop, side 21 Tema. Okay. Tell you mind the Nimira. Good morning, Nana. You see, GPL things have started again. GFA mean they didn't inspect the teams before the game. RTU needs strong punishment for this. Isaac from Ashaman. Why the GFA comes in beats my imagination a bit. But someone is also asking, was it preventable after news broke earlier? Could investigations have started before the game? Well, good morning. I'm doing the listening live, Nana. I like my best team, Ukraine, would do well in the Euros because of my star boy, Mudrik. Greetings to my lovely wife, Adam. It's your boy, Amount from Ashaiman, Fita Line. This one says, good morning, Nana. I like your pundits, especially Josiah. I don't miss Josiah's analysis. Keep it up. Shout out to my #1 goalkeeper inside Alajo, Bates. Good morning, Bates. This is coming from Kambu. We say good morning, Max Sports. Uruguay is the team to beat in this Copa. Seems you forget they beat the almighty Argentina on home ground just recently. Uruguay to win the Copa. Nunes as top scorer and player of the tournament. This is Godwin from Pram Pram. This one says, good morning, Nana. The guy is trying to take our minds back. Oh. I'm Sami Kazola from Spintex. Look at the lineup he's given us. And, you know, the Indomie generation might not understand. Claudio Tafarel, Cafu, Carlos, Junior Baiano, Alde, Sampaio, Bebeto, Dunga, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Leonardo. Nana,
98
Nana, will Brazil ever have this France 98 Samba team again? I miss real football. God bless your crew. Greenwood reminds me of Bampesi. Charlie, Sami Kazola, you know your game, huh? You know your soccer. Good morning to the team. Klopp went to buy Nunes, but the player couldn't reach his potential. However, he's talked about Man United. They buy big and send it on loan. From Jadon Sancho at Kessiman. This is straight bullet for Josiah. Huh? Good morning, Nana Max By. To you and your team, I'm sad for the GPL. RTU is a total disgrace to Ghana football. I can't think far. This is Citizen Kobe Amevo from East Legon, American House. This one says, hi, Nana. Good morning. How are you doing today? RTU must be banned from the Ghana League and into the Euros. Spain will win the Euros. The best player of the tournament will be Kylian Mbappe. Young best player, Yamin Yamal. Golden Boot, Harry Kane. This is Courage from Adenta, Mother Love. This one also says, Gennaro Gattuso has signed as new Hajduk Split manager. Okay, thank you. Agreement sealed today. Contract valid until June 2026. I'm Francis Daku Omames from La Wireless. Greetings to you all. Greetings to you, Omames. Was it not Klopp who brought the German goalkeeper Karius to Liverpool and was horrible in post in the UEFA Champions League final? Every manager gets it wrong sometimes in player recruitment. Alex Chamberlain was also bought by Klopp and was a flop, so nobody should claim that Klopp never got it wrong until the 80 million Darwin Nunes. This is Kofi from Kaswa. Toxic, Tema, Community 9, Mr. Sakiri Winding Shop. Also, Liverpool are expected to make an offer for Benfica midfielder João Neves in the next few days. Thank you for the information, sir. This one says, Nana, this is sad. 8-1. Austin, Ewa Denta. Austin, that's going to be our main topic for discussion when we return from the break. This one says, good morning, Nana. Next year's Division 1 League is going to be more competitive because we are welcoming Yanum with a big embrace. KLM from Nungwa. Unfortunately, this one says, Mr. NDG, Max is as usual, airborne, inside Kwashibu. Please, is there any news with regards to United transfers? Humble Lion, it's still my sub-request. So we can delete Semo. Kudos to you and your crew, sir. Ghana for you. Okay. All right, Max 89.7 live around the world on www.maxfmlive.com. We will be going for a break. When we return from the break, local sports will take over. The Speaker of Parliament is currently launching the Democracy Cup to be played between Kotoko and Hearts of Oak in a year July. Sansusu Newia, the Greater Accra Regional Football Association, will be launching their Division 2 playoff. And our faces, so Samra Boys Samatics are preparing for a massive coronation this Sunday in Century Sports Arena. How far with preparations for the big day on Sunday? Plus, the battle to escape relegation continues this weekend at the Premier League centres. It's 10:35. We're grateful to Max By, Kibo Gary Sokins, Mix Plus, Max By, NRF Crampo, Star Times, Techno Mobile, and Bill's Microcredit. Your co-breaker, but it's 10:35 on the